I want to ask you a question. Many times we see in the Torah that it says, Vayar Hashem ki tov, and Hashem saw that what he made is good. Or, and in one place it says, Hashem say, I regret that I created all these wicked people. I regret. Let me kill them and I will create a new nation. What do you mean you regret? You know the future before this world was created. You knew what you're about to create. You knew that if you created Adam alone, it's not good for a man to be alone. Only in Christianity they can be alone, the priest. A normal kosher person needs a wife. The Gemara says if a person doesn't have a wife, he's an incomplete human being. Incomplete. Incomplete. It's divine words. So what's going on here? So Hashem already knew when he created Adam that without the wife he's worth almost nothing. So why now it say, Vayar Hashem ki lo tov, Hashem saw poor Adam, is depressed, is already walking 10 minutes without a wife. 10 minutes, it was just created. Poor Adam, he doesn't have a girlfriend. So he has to make him a girlfriend. What's going on here? He didn't know that before? He wasn't a part of the creation? The answer is, don't let the words fool you. The Torah, the Rambam says, the Torah speaks in the language that people understand. If he would speak to you in a divine level, what's the purpose? Nobody understands anything, because for Hashem there's no time. Hashem is a different aspect. He doesn't have past, present, future. What's the name of Hashem? Yud, Hey, Vav, and Hey. Haya, Ove, and Yeh. At the same time. Can you understand that? In a second that Hashem created the world, that millionth of a second, it's also over for him. Can you understand such a thing? In the moment that he was created, that moment he was ended already. That 6,000 years is finished. We live the present. We move from one second to another. We're in a journey. But Hashem, the second that he was created, is already jumped to the end. And so what happened? Yes, we choose what we do. We choose and we pay for what we do, right or wrong. But for Hashem, what is it like? It's like a giant that has a little midget here. Think about it. The giant make one step, he goes 1 mile. The midget has to travel 6,000 years. Run, 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 until he gets to the mountain. So the giant and the midget standing over here, he throw the midget on the floor and he make one big step and he's in the end already. The midget is already on a journey. Eventually he will get to there. What's the difference? Hashem can travel on time. We can travel to the future. We cannot travel now to the past. But Hashem is above the time. If it's hard for you to understand, imagine a dream. You go to sleep. 1 minute you slept, you didn't start snoring, and you have a nightmare. And 5 minutes later, you open up your eyes, your pulse is 500 a minute, you're sweating, you're red, you're choking, and the wife asks you, what's happened, Moshe, what happened? And you begin to describe a dream that you had, 6 months of tortures. 6 months. The Arab took me, they put me in a jail in Gaza. Every day they're beating me up, cursing me, burning me. They moved me here, they moved me there. Then I went to Lebanon, the Hezbollah, 3 months. They threw me in the ocean, the shark was biting me. 2-hour surgery. She said, Moshe, you're only sleeping 5 minutes. How all these 6 months fit in right details and conversations and journeys? And how did it fit in 5 minutes? How can you fit in this world 5 minutes? 5 minutes. How 6 months fit in 5 minutes? Because it's the soul, it's not the body. The body is a part of the physical creation, so it has to go by the rules. An hour is an hour, and a day is a day. The soul doesn't have it. The soul is divine, is God. He's above time. Whatever Hashem wants the soul to feel, that's what it's going to feel. That's, by the way, what heaven and hell is. If somebody come and say, you're an intelligent guy, even though you have this thing on your hand, you know, but you're an intelligent guy. Do you really believe such nonsense, such as Gehenom? You really think that the wicked people would be burned in hell? How can it be? You see that the body went to the grave. And according to your Torah, the soul went to God. So where exactly is the hell? Hell, it's fire, no? If the body is eaten by the worms, we don't see fire in a grave. And where exactly is the fire? In space? On the moon? Where exactly is it? No? The answer is heaven and hell. It's all in a simulation. You know simulator? Simulator. Simulator creates an illusion. Illusion can kill. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I was a teenager, I went to a place called Ganei HaTa'arucha in Israel. You know what Ganei HaTa'arucha means? It's like, where they have roller coasters, a park, amusement park. Oh, that's the right word, amusement park. So in the amusement park in Tel Aviv, they have a wall, it's 180 degrees, like a half of a circle. And they film a 3D film, a 3D. You have to stand in a room. The room is, like I told you, a circle. And all over, you feel like you're in a big roller coaster. But roller coaster, not like real one, an imaginable one. So it goes up, 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 like the size of the Empire State Building. And you feel that you feel it. You hear the noise in stereo. Ta, 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 ta. You feel like you're on a train. And then you come, and now it's about to fall, but 100 flights down. And people begin to scream, and they have a big sign. Someone with heart problem is not allowed. And you should see how people go like this, and everyone scream. And all of a sudden, I wasn't even looking at the wall. I closed my eye. But then I saw how 30 people in front of me, all of them go like this, all of them go like that. People go like this, screaming, everyone scream. Why is it? It's all an illusion. Well, we stand here, there's no danger, no nothing. Nobody can die. A person can get a heart attack and die. Why? In the brain, it's real. You feel it real. So what we see over here? The spirituality controls the physic. If a person get a call from his broker that his stock crash, 20 years of life saving, in a minute he lost, he fall and dies. The body temperature go 4 degrees higher in a second. How? You didn't put him in a heat. It's Alaska, it's freezing. Right away begins to sweat. If someone gets embarrassed by someone, right away begins to sweat. Why is it? People have anxiety attacks. People's body begin to shake. It's all based on their mental state. So we see that the mind is overcoming the body for good and for bad. The soul controls the body. Soul in a body, the body moves. The soul is out of the body is worthless. So what's the conclusion of all that? When a person is righteous and he dies, Hashem takes him to a place without the body. It's a soul only, just like in the middle of the night you dream about God, you see Moshe Rabbeinu, Rabbi Akiva, you learn the secrets of God, all in a dream, like he was with the Ari HaKadosh. Almost all what we know in Kabbalah came from the mouth of the Ari HaKadosh while he was sleeping. His student Rabbi Chaim Vital 500 years ago was standing by his mouth and writing everything he was saying. And that's how we know all the secrets. So what do we see here? That a person, his soul goes through a simulator. Whatever Hashem wants the soul to know or to feel or to enjoy, that's heaven. And whatever he wants the soul to suffer, which means he puts a person in an imaginable place that he feels that he's getting burned in Auschwitz, and he's getting humiliated, and his horrible images of angels, they torturing him for 500 years for his sins, for not keeping Shabbat, for not eating kosher. It's 1,000,000% real. Don't ever make anyone fool you. In the end, you'll open up your eyes like you wake up from a dream and say, oh, Baruch Hashem, the hell is over. Now I'm going to heaven. In reality, it wasn't really 500 years, but you felt it second by second, just like in a dream. When you open up the eyes, you still suffer 6 months. Yes, the body was in the bed only 5 minutes. But the soul suffered pure 6 months. No discount. 6 months he was in Auschwitz, in a dream. And if he fell from a building, and he crashed to pieces, and they took him to the hospital, and he saw himself in a dream walking with canes like this for months, suffering, all that really happened. This is it. That's what heaven and hell is. Don't need the body to burn it. Same thing, relationship between man and woman. It's all in the head. The body play a role, but it's all in the mind. 100% in the mind. Not only by people, also by animals. As Midrash Talpiot say, they took a horse, they put a sack on his head, and they put him together with his own mother. But he didn't know, because he has a sack on his head. As he's with his own mother, they took the sack off his head. And the horse see that he was just raping his own mother. So he came out and he started to run and run and run and run to a cliff and committed suicide. A horse. What happened? All the pleasure that he had imagining that something good is happening to him, in 1 second turned into a nightmare and a tragedy for him. Same thing, all these dirty phone calls, all the lines. One time when I was working for a bank, I used to go and meet people. So I went one time to the Empire State Building. I don't know where I'm going. I see a Jewish guy is making a meeting. He wants to get a credit card account with my bank. So we're making me an appointment, and I'm the rep. I was supposed to meet him 20-something years ago. I went to the place, walk inside. So I see there's offices, and then there's a lot like telemarketing. See a lot of very ugly women. Very, very ugly women. But then I was standing over there, and I heard the dirt that they're talking about. I realized where I came. It's Sodom and Gomorrah in the middle of the sky of Manhattan. So I came to the guy, I said, who are you fooling? You're telling me it's a telemarketing service. I know exactly what, the bank don't want to give them credit card accounts. Because all these psychos that use these services, 1 minute later they wake up and they see $300 bill, they call and cancel it on a credit card. So they're in a blacklist. So they don't tell you that they have a dirty business. They try to say, we are this, we are that, they try to fool the bank. But that moment, I realized how it's all a lie. All these psychos who call, they think what they show them in a commercial, Christine, that, this model, that. They only know to what monsters they are talking about. They'll burn the Empire State Building. Why? It's all in the head. Doesn't matter the reality. It's all in the head. People that worry all the time. Person that had $100 million and he went down to 80 is more miserable than a Talmid Yeshiva who make $500 a month in his mind. He feel, wow, I'm collapsing, I'm dying. What's going to be in my future? My children, all my plans are dying. He can't eat. He lose 20 pounds in a week. All his hair became gray. And the yeshiva guy make $500 a month. He's so happy. Goes with a check. Here, take your 2%, give me cash, because he doesn't even have a bank account. What for? For $500 a month. He's happier than him. It's all in the head. It's all in the head. And the head, it's where the soul is. The soul, the neshama is in the head. The evil inclination, the ruach, is in the heart. And the nefesh, the desires, it's in the liver. Liver. So liver in Hebrew, it's kaved. Heart is lev. Moach, it's brain. Melech, mem, lamed, chaf. When the neshama is above the spirit, and the spirit is above the nefesh, the desire, you are a melech. If it's the other way around, like 99% of the people in the world, it becomes kelev, dog. What a dog has, only desires, nothing else. No spirituality, no nothing. To be a kelev or to be a king, melech, it's depend what control what. Your brain control your heart or your heart control the brain. The desire control us, we fall. So who was this snake? The snake had legs, like a crocodile's, face, everything, speaking. It's the symbol of the Yetzer Hara. It's called Nachash HaKadmoni. There's two kinds of snakes. Nachash HaKadmoni, the ancient snake, and then all the snakes after the curse that he got. And what's the curse that the Nachash got? After the Nachash convinced Chava to make the sins, to eat from Etz Hadat, he opened up her head. By the way, the word Dat means that a person became wise to know the difference between good and bad. When Hashem created them, He didn't give them this ability yet. It's a divine ability. What happened? When they ate from the tree, what's the first thing that they did? They realized they're naked. Before they walk naked in front of all the animals, in front of themselves, they didn't feel anything is wrong. No shame. As soon as they ate from the tree and they got the divine wisdom, they ran right away to the fig tree, took the leaves and made themselves pants. So what do you see? If somebody asks you, what's a sign of that, of a divine wisdom? Rule number one, shame. If a person has shame, he has divine skills. Doesn't have shame, is worse than animal. That's what happened today. Look, all the dirt, all the films, all the internet, nobody has shames. They're worse than animals. Someone with shame, a woman with shame would agree to participate in a dirty movie that her children would see it in 10 years. Someone normal would agree, and a normal human being that has a drop of divine soul in him, Jew or non-Jew, she would agree for $1 billion cash to participate in a film that in 10 years from now her children and her friends would watch? What normal person would agree such a thing? For any amount of money. Only someone is worse than a dog. Even a dog that he goes to the bathroom, he covers it. Which means it's better. The Gemara in Masechet Eruvim say, Ilmale nitna Torah, if we would not receive the Torah from Hashem, היינו לומדים דרך ארץ מהחתול ומהתרנגול. We would have to learn how to behave from the cat and from the rooster. Every animal will teach us something about what's positive in life.